Tonight I'm staying overnight alone on a wild and uninhabited peninsula in the Scottish Highlands. There are no roads or shops, and the only way to reach this place is by foot or by boat.
That throat's probably grunting. Holy, holy.
I'll be spending the night in an old house in a village that is now completely abandoned. Hello from the Scottish Highlands. Today I'm going to be hiking out to a bothy. I have my bag here ready to go, and it is still winter at the moment, so it gets dark around 5 p.m. So I need to make sure I make it to the bothy before it gets dark. So let's get going. Where I'm going to be hiking today is actually an uninhabited peninsula, and to access the peninsula I need to cross over the railway line just behind me here. Because of the time of year, the path is quite muddy and boggy. This bridge here is actually a good place to come to watch the train go by. You can actually get a great view from here. And I've just noticed in the distance as well, there's still snow on the hills. There's some signposts here, which is good because I think it'd be quite easy to get lost here. There's quite a few different paths. The hike is really enjoyable so far. As I'm hiking up, there's all these rocky hills behind me, which are beautiful. I stopped here for a little rest and I noticed down there, can you see those abandoned houses? So people used to live there, but they're abandoned now. What a beautiful location that they lived in. The hike to the bothy is about 6 kilometres and takes about 2 hours. The bag I'm bringing to the bothy probably weighs between 15 to 20 kilos. It's quite heavy, but it has a lot of things that I won't have to carry back with me. On the outside I've actually got some firewood, so when I go to a bothy I always tend to bring some firewood with me, because some bothies you go to there's nothing around that you could light a fire with, and also sometimes everything's very wet so it won't light, and it's also not good to cut down live trees when you go camping in Scotland or go to bothies. So I've got some just in case. It's always nice to have a fire in the bothy. When you don't have one, it can be a bit cold, especially at this time of year, and also it lacks the atmosphere. I feel like the fire in the bothy is, I don't know, it's like the key part of the bothy experience. Okay, let's keep going. I just came across this loch as I was walking with the mountains behind. Isn't that such an incredible view? There's another rainbow. Wow. Actually, it's a full one. Look. Oh. Time for a rest. It was actually raining for a little bit, but it stopped, which is good. I'm going to have a little snack of Scottish oatcakes. These are like crackers but made from oats, and I really like them, but some people describe the taste as being a bit like cardboard. That doesn't really sell it, does it? Would you like to try something that tastes like cardboard? You need to bring quite a few things with you when you go and stay in a bothy. And something I never forget to pack is my wild deodorant. Today's hike was quite hilly. There was a lot of up and down, especially at the start, and this was definitely needed. I've been using Wild deodorant for about 4 years now. All their deodorants are vegan, cruelty-free, and made from natural ingredients, which I really like because I'm quite conscious about what I put on my skin. Their deodorants come in these beautiful reusable aluminium cases. There's so many amazing designs to choose from, and all the refills are plastic free. This one here is their new design from the Midnight Bloom collection. protection. You might be wondering if wild deodorant actually works, and talking from experience, I can confirm it definitely does. It provides 24 to 72 hour protection. You can swap the scents whenever you fancy a new smell, and my recent favourite is one called Black Rose and Velvet. It smells very fresh and sophisticated. Wild also do refillable roll-on deodorant, body washes, lip balms, and mini versions of their products too. Right now, Wild have a great discount available. They're offering 20% off if you use the code RUTH2026. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can click the link in the video description below. I'm so glad I made the switch over to Wild all those years ago, and thank you to Wild for partnering with me on this video. Now let's get to the Bothy. Between the trees, I'm getting my first glimpse of the Bothy. I am so excited. There it is in the distance, quite far away, but you can make out the shape of the house there. You might be wondering, what is a bothy? A bothy is an unmanned and unlocked shelter, and many can be found in remote parts of Scotland. Anyone can stay, and if someone else turns up while you're there, you share it. Bothies are generally managed and maintained by the Mountain Bothies Association, which are a charity. This bothy used to be part of that system, but a few years ago that changed, due to problems from the increased number of visitors. I have made it here to the Bothy. I am so excited. The location is spectacular. It is so peaceful, so quiet. You might notice behind me that the Bothy is locked up, and the reason for this is because this Bothy is now only accessible if you make a booking. It used to be a Bothy that was open to everyone, like how many Bothies operate around Scotland. However, in recent years they've changed over to a booking system, so only one person can book each night, and I've booked it for tonight. A few days before my booking, I received an email with all the information on how to open the Bothy. So let's go inside. There's also a key inside to open the windows. I have made it into the Bothy. Let's have a look around. This looks like the main living room in here. It's very well kitted out compared to a normal Bothy. They have lots of games and books in the living room here. There's also a guitar. That would be nice if you come with some friends, I think. And then there is the fire over there. That's a nice log burner actually. That might burn the logs slower that I brought with me compared to an open fire. Here's the visitors book, and people have written about their experience staying here. There's some photographs. The living room is great, really cosy, and there are some more rooms in the Bothy as well. So on the other side, it looks like there is a kitchen. There's the shovel if you need to go to the toilet. This room in here is the kitchen. So nice. There's cups over here. Oh, there's some decorations as well. Some small elephants. Oh, they're very cute. Some people have left wine behind, I think. Oh yeah, there's a little bit in those. Malbec. There's coffee as well. Cutlery. There's also a stove and a kettle. It looks like there is an amazing sunset taking place outside, so I'm going to go and have a look at that quickly before the sun completely sets. This sunset is incredible. Wow. So beautiful. What an amazing spot. Now the sun has pretty much gone, and it suddenly got quite cold. Inside the bothy, I noticed there is another door, and I think there is an upstairs. Let's go and have a look. In here, there are some chairs, and then the loft. Oh wow. Upstairs, there are some beds, mattresses. On the other side, there are 2 more. Wow, this is great. Over here, there's some bookshelves, lots of books, and a mirror. It's got pretty much dark over here. I can't really make out what any of those books say. This is actually really well set up. Although this place is completely abandoned now, it was once a small crofting village and was inhabited for hundreds of years. At its peak in the late 18th century, the population on this peninsula was around 400 people, spread across 7 townships. In 1841, this township, Peanmeanach, had 7 houses and almost 50 residents. The house I'm staying in tonight was built around 1905 for the local school teacher. At one point, she had 28 children on her roll. The community lived a traditional crofting life, keeping cows, growing rhubarb and blackberries, collecting supplies by rowing out to steamers offshore, drawing water from a well, and washing clothes in the stream. There was a strong sense of community, but life was hard. The population decline began with the potato famine in the 1840s, which hit the Highlands hard. Some people emigrated to places like Nova Scotia and Australia. Industries like kelp, droving and fishing started to collapse, so there wasn't much work left. World War I had a big impact too, as many able-bodied men were lost. And in the 1940s, the final residents on this peninsula left, ending centuries of continuous habitation. This house was then used by livestock, and eventually the roof collapsed. In the 1970s, it was restored and opened as a bothy. Before it gets completely dark, I'm going to try and find some water. So I found these 2 canisters here in the kitchen, and I'm going to go out and fill them up at this stream which is nearby the bothy. I'm just walking down to where I can hear the water running, and the light is really dropping now. Whenever it gets to this level of darkness and before it turns dark, I always start to feel a little bit scared. I don't know why. Alone out here, me, myself and I. Hopefully no strange things happen at this bothy tonight. I found the water. Nothing can compare to Scottish water. It is so good. I have just bolted back to the bothy. When I was over at the stream, just as I was leaving with the bottles of water, I heard a grunting noise and I got really scared. You know, the only thing is, at least in Scotland, there's no dangerous animals. So when I've done hiking and camping in the mountains in other countries, there's bears, deadly snakes that you can stand on. But I've just come back. Oh my god. There's some deer. Must be the deer. I can see some deer in the distance. That's what's probably grunting. Holy, holy. Can you see the deer? Can you see them in the distance there? I think there's 3 of them. Woo! Woo woo! In the distance over there, I can also see some deer. It's getting so dark now you can't probably see, but that's where the grunting is coming from. Oh, time to get some light in here and also get warm because it suddenly got really cold. That's better. Okay. Now, even though it's a bothy, it can still be cosy. So, brought my fairy lights. So cute. I brought with me my lavender candles, so these smell amazing. So let's get some of these lit. There's all these little holders for the candles. Okay, time to light the fire. Oh, everything fell down. Oh my god, a disaster. It seems we have liftoff. The fire is away, not much heat coming off it yet. I've changed into some warmer clothes underneath. Hopefully this starts to heat up the room quite soon. I brought some whiskies actually to the Bothy. So we have here Peanmeanach 21-year-old. We have a Peanmeanach Bothy and a Lafroig 10-year-old sherry cask. So actually all these three whiskies are from Islay, surprisingly. I got these two when I did the whiskey group trip to Islay last year. That was so much fun, and I still haven't drank these driver's drams, but if you're interested to come on a group trip in Scotland with me, you can sign up on the website to get updated when new trips launch. I think I'm going to start with this one. This will hopefully warm me up a bit. Whew. Quite strong. 53% alcohol. These driver's drams are perfect when you come to a bothy because they're not very heavy to carry. This is mushroom soup. 5 hours later. Oh, very warm. Hopefully this hasn't been down someone's sleeping bag. So I brought with me these strange logs I've never really used before. They're like compressed, so the fire is going really well. I'm not sure what they are really. I got them at the supermarket, and usually I always use proper logs, but they seem to burn quite slowly and they're giving off a lot of heat. So I'm really glad I brought this, even though it was quite heavy to carry. When I came back into this room from the kitchen, it's considerably warmer. You can feel the difference in the temperature between this room with the fire and next room. This is amazing. Totally love this. I could totally live in a house like this. Just live off the river there and go for a shower down there. You could have a barrel out the back where you light a fire underneath it and have a bath, like a drum can type thing. Drink the water from the river, go swimming in the sea in the summer. You just need a supply of candles. For my dinner, I have some ravioli, tomato, mozzarella and basil. Don't I make something so difficult to open? Okay. It's ready. Bon appetit. Ravioli time. Forgot my chopsticks. Usually the chopsticks are my camping utensils. So good. The ravioli was really good. Now I'm having a tea. I brought some chocolate with me. I saw this one in the shop and thought it looked very nice. And I'm drinking a tea called Night Sky Cam Tea. This feels a little bit like an upgraded bothy to me because it has quite a lot of supplies in it compared to a normal bothy. But this house feels more like how people would have lived in these type of houses 100 years ago or 200 years ago, and without electricity, relying on the heat from the fire. And I really wonder, like in this day and age, I think so many people would really struggle to live like this, even though it's how our ancestors lived without electricity. Everybody lived without electricity. But I think in modern society, we're so used to it now that it would be very hard to go back for most people, and being able to just turn the tap and have hot water. It's actually such a luxury, but because it's so normal, I just take that for granted. And I don't know about you. Could you live like this without electricity? Without a proper bathroom? I guess maybe there was a bathroom, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think a lot of people might struggle to live like this. I really enjoy coming to places like this and not having network coverage. It's so easy just to go on your phone and waste time. I was actually sitting in the rocking chair with my tea in my hand and the hot water bottle, and I fell asleep. It's just so peaceful and relaxing here. I've actually been thinking that I might set up my camping mat here in this room rather than staying upstairs on the mattresses. I think I'd prefer to stay on my own mat, and also this room is quite warm, so I'd like to take advantage of that. You're probably not meant to sleep in here, but I think it'll be okay. Let's have a look outside. Oh, you can lock it. There's actually a lock here so people can't get in. That's quite good actually, because this one and this one are from when it was an actual bothy and anyone can get in. Oh my gosh, my finger's been bleeding. What the heck happened there? Oh, that's quite scary, isn't it? I'm looking for the deer. Oh my gosh, they're over there. I can see their eyes in the distance with all the candles. Quite cosy from out here, isn't it? There's actually quite good stargazing tonight, but can't see with the camera. Time to go to bed now. Let's go back in. Let's go back in. Good morning from the very cold bothy. It was pretty cold overnight, so I woke up once because I was cold, and then I put my jacket and my hat on, and then after that I was fine. But that's actually a new winter sleeping bag that I got a little while back, and it's the first time I've actually used it. But it was really good. I wanted one that goes down to much colder temperatures. I think the comfort level on that one is -5 maybe? Yeah. The comfort level on that sleeping bag is -5 degrees Celsius, but it was good. It's good. I just need to get some more compression straps to make it a bit smaller inside my bag when I carry it. But yeah, so quiet here. I didn't set an alarm and I woke up just naturally with the daylight, and I think I got up about 9 a.m. I was a little bit worried that someone might turn up to the bothy. I know this is not a public bothy anymore, but you just never know. But yeah, it was quite nice having the lock on the door actually. Okay, time for some coffee. It's time to pack up and go. It is so hard to leave this place. Oh my gosh, I love it here. But I only booked it for one night. Someone else might be coming. I know life here wasn't easy all those years ago, but there's something about being somewhere with no electricity, no internet, and no distractions that really makes you question the way modern life has become. There have been so many times I've dreamt of living like this. I have a lot of admiration for the people who actually do.